Everyone is vulnerable to being pinned when life plays hardball, whether it is a physical or mental health condition. No one can stand alone. For those who are not pinned, appreciate that it could be you or loved one someday. So when you see a chance to help someone, please do. They are not weak, they are pinned. Even a slight hand up and a listening ear can begin seriously lightening the load, change, or save a life. Help end stigma. Move from being pinned to purpose. Time for a hand up.
Hello, everyone. It's Jeff Moore. I'm the founder of the Pin to Purpose Initiative and podcast. And I'm very pleased today to have as my guests Mavunye Joseph and Kobusinje Letitia, who are joining us from Uganda. They are the founders of Upshift Youth Empowerment Initiative, and they've had their own mental health journeys and are trying to do great work in Uganda. So I'm very happy to have them as my guests today. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Pin to Purpose Initiative, it's something that I founded based on my own lived experience and trying to find commonality in our common humanity, and that everyone has a breaking point and deserves a hand up. So we are trying to help shatter stigma through the stories of our guests and bringing their amazing work to light to help other people and give people a hand up on their healing journey. So without any further delay, Joseph and Letitia, thanks so much for joining me. We've had a few bumps on our way to get this, but we are going to get it done. You have a great story and you're great people, and you deserve to spread wider what you're doing to the world, to Uganda, and to the world. So why don't I pass it over to each of you to just say a few introductory words about yourselves.
Thank you so much, Jeff, for hosting us again. My name is Muvunyi Joseph. I am the founder of Upshift Youth Empowerment Initiative. I am also a musician. I go by Genesis Music for the stage name. And Upshift, briefly, is a youth empowerment initiative that intends to promote public health with a focus on mental health, and then livelihoods. That's the economic empowerment of all the youth to make sure that they are able to sustain themselves and to empower communities to sustain themselves throughout poverty and all these other social challenges that we have in our community. With me, I'm with my colleague, the co-founder of Upshift Youth Empowerment Initiative. I take this opportunity to give her the microphone to say hi to you all.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you so much, Joe, for hosting us. I know it's been a ride, but I'm very happy that we're here. My name is Kobusinje Letitia. I'm the co-founder of Upshift Youth Empowerment Initiative. I'm also a poet and a law student, so I'm really, really happy. Yes.
Fantastic. So I'd like you to just tell me, each of you, to tell the audience too a bit about your own journeys, and the challenges that you may have had and why you thought it would be, how that has led to you founding this organization.
Yeah, I mean, this whole journey of Upshift, to us, both of us and me personally, it has been like something from our personal experiences. Growing up, we had trouble accessing mental health services and some other services as young people. And these are some of the things we grew up seeing and the difficulties our fellow young people used to face, and even, old people. So growing up in that state, we decided that we have to do something about it. Personally, I struggled with depression most of my years, and I saw firsthand how horrible mental health challenges, if the person doesn't get help, how it can go bad. A friend of mine lost her life, like she killed herself.
Sorry.
So from all that experience, I realized that, and the little exposure I got, because I remember when I was 18, 17, I got a chance to be part of an initiative. It was like a pop-up initiative where counselors came to our village close by. It was like a school sort of outreach rather. So they came to our school and I got to talk to these amazing people. And I realized that we need more people like them. We need more initiatives like them, and initiatives that reach rural communities, not necessarily urban communities alone. So that is why we started Upshift, to bridge that access gap, because most of these services, most of this help stops in mostly urban areas, and people in the village, remote areas don't get to access to these services. And yes, so basically that's the reason why we started this.
Yeah, and
Fantastic.
maybe as well to share a little bit of my story. So me, I'm the firstborn of 8. I have 7 siblings, and I grew up into extreme poverty. Jeff, I know some of these are like global problems, but where I come from, it's like really extreme poverty.
Yeah.
And accessing school, having scholastic materials also was a problem. If you get school fees, you don't have books. If you have books, you don't have a good school uniform. You have to put on a torn one.
Yes.
And as you know, that in a gathering, people have different financial inequalities. So some people have the money, some don't, and that can be traumatizing as a kid as you're growing up. So after high school, through changing a lot of schools, after high school, I took a period of close to 5 years without joining university, and just because of financial constraints. And this, I'm just a representation of the millions of youths in the community, the hundreds and hundreds of children in Buyukwe districts where the organization is. And that's why we are doing Upshift Youth Empowerment. In the time before I joined university, I started doing music. I taught myself how to make beats, play piano, and record artists. So I would make beats, upload them on YouTube, get people who reach out to me and pay me some money to make beats. And throughout that money, I've supported some of my siblings to go through school, took myself back to school, and as well, the few income that was generated, we started Upshift Youth Empowerment Initiative, just because she was as well doing advocacy through her poems. I thought that this could be a good glue, and this could be like great tools to tackle mental health head on. Yeah, that's our short story for now. But yeah, we are pushing through.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations, and I'm looking forward to learning more on this in this podcast. Before we go more to Upshift Youth Empowerment Initiative 2, though, I would like to ask you about the concept of stigma, because, as you know, that's kind of the core of what I started this initiative for, recognizing that it's viewed differently in different parts of the world, our cultures, our histories, our even our age cohort and things can affect that. But at the end of the day, we're all human. And, I make the case, and you've seen this, that with the bench press analogy, that whether you're the strongest man or woman in Canada, where I am, in Uganda, where you are, in any country in the world, even the lightest load eventually you cannot lift it on your own. So you need community, you need connection, you need other things. But maybe you can share a bit on the views on stigma, and how that affects people where you are, because you're attempting to open up and give people a hand, but some people in any community don't come forward because they feel shame, or they feel they don't want to be perceived as weak, or different things, and yet they have overwhelming mental health challenges where they could get on a healing journey with support.
Yeah. Well, both of us, me especially and him, we come from a society where people are deeply rooted in the traditional beliefs and the things we were told growing up. So that's why stigma is even worse, to the point that they do not recognize that someone has an issue. Like, mental health is not a conversation that people used to freely listen to and think that it is something worth giving attention to, because this is something that is deeply rooted in what they were told growing up. They were told, unless you're sick with malaria or something like that, then you have no reason to be sad. You have no reason. If your parents are giving you food and you're going to school, why are you sad? So things like depression, things like anxiety, it's a conversation that, because you could also go through it and you don't even know what is wrong with you, and it's not something that you can sort of engage other people, because they would also look at you as someone who's being ungrateful. So stigma is something that is beyond from the society where we're coming from, and it is worse to the point that if it is worse, let's say it reaches to a point of suicide, they would still say it's probably witchcraft, it's probably something else, but not mental health, because it's a conversation that they don't know. It's mostly associated to it's a white man kind of thing. You know, how can you be depressed? How can you be, you know, how can you have anxiety? You know, it is something that's why when that happened, for all that time that I was going through depression all those years, I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just felt really sad and I just wanted to be alone. And up until I got someone to talk to, and I realized that this is something, I'm not alone. So many other people might be going through this. And it reached to a point where even a friend of mine I knew took her own life and still nothing was done. So it's something that pushed me to also be part of the solution. So stigma, it is something that we are all the initiatives literally we're trying to debunk some of the myths, because yes.
Yeah. Jeff, I can as well add a little bit about understanding stigma in our community.
Yeah.
First of all, okay, understand stigma, it's a huge thing and it's really live. It has this ugly face in our community showing itself every day. But we have like two major things that I want to talk about that are like making it even worse. So first of all, I want to talk about the cultural differences we have.
Yeah.
And also like we have like two different generations now. So
Yeah.
Uganda is one of the countries that is like having a young population. And so you find that the older ones, 40 and above, are very few. And then the huge number of people are younger. So the problems that used to challenge our parents are not the same challenges that we have.
Yes.
And the way our parents were raised to the more you keep quiet when you're hurting, the more you're stronger, the more people think that you are capable. And still about the culture, we still think that this culture that we have here has really promoted gender roles that are toxic in a way that men can a man has no any excuse of crying out, of saying that I lack, that I need, that this hurt me. And if you say that, you are going to be called a woman, you're going to be laughed at. So that creates no room for help, because that young one doesn't want to be laughed at, want to be ridiculed by the older ones. And the older one doesn't want also to show that they are hurting, because it is what their kids have been seeing. So how we fighting this? It's through intergenerational dialogues, getting to understand different generations, and and other initiatives that I will talk about as the podcast goes on.
Yeah, right. No, fantastic. So important. And I think I've told you, I'm grateful to have a chance to be involved with Tennis for All Uganda. I've been to your country and I'm involved with their organization. And so the intergenerational part is so key. I'm aware that Uganda has one of the youngest populations in the world. So it's fantastic that your organization is creating those dialogues. Now you are, Joseph, you're a musician. Letitia, you're a poet. So I think it might be a good time, since we're getting into the middle of our podcast, to invite you to just to show some of the wonderful, talent that you have. And so I leave it up to you, Letitia and Joseph. If I know I've asked you beforehand, I wouldn't want to spring this on you without any warning. But if you'd like to read a poem now, Letitia, or if you'd like to start off or have a song, Joseph, it would be wonderful to share that with our audience, and then we'll go back afterwards and talk about Upshift and other, key points. So maybe can I ask Letitia, would you like to start with your poem?
Okay. So this piece is called Self-Sentence. It's part of my debut book. I have like a collection that I'm trying to put together. So yeah, this is called Self-Sentence. The lights closing. Suddenly, I can't see a thing. Then darkness slaps me, shaped in many emotions, pressed to the wall as I punch the last thread of hope until both fists bleed. No one can know this cold, not after being burnt by warmth. Throwing pillows on the floor, I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything, and this should be good news, but then why the fear? Scared for my dear life, scanning the entire place. Nobody's entering, walls are closing in. I can't breathe. I'm choking. Where did these hands come from? Strangling. This looks like homicide, more like conjuring madness. Throat is about to pop till I let out a sigh with a scream for help. The demons are getting tougher. All skeletons are flying out. Where is an easy escape? All doors locked. No one gets me, even when I try to give them a glimpse. A psycho is what I become. So I choose the heavens as the new start of life. I'm certain it will be better there. Looking back, my old life flashes with each blink, transitioning into sad goodbyes. All smiles from home blurred into chalk outlines that I swipe with tears. From the fate I inflicted, it all seems like yesterday. The hugs from mom, I'm proud of you from dad. This drives the sense back, but it seems too late. The ropes are too tight. My fate seems out of change. So this is it. My reflection already judging me as I force a last glimpse with echoes screaming, I did this to myself. My door suddenly slams open with magic, a beacon of hope. I guess there will be redemption after all. My soul is not too far gone. Yeah,
So
that's
powerful.
it.
So powerful. And, it's, I felt my own emotions going up and down listening to that. And also, thinking, that the conclusion of that has to be connection and has to be support and has to be stopping someone from going that far, and has to be what you guys are doing. So the despair has a new direction, and cannot go so far. But anyway, I think it's so powerful, and I thank you for being willing to share that. And Joseph, you're a musician, and I'm very grateful because I know you have a song that you've just put out that you asked me if we would be supportive or put our logo and try to help you as well. I'm happy to help you in a little bit in terms of promoting in any way possible. But I respect musicians and poets and the artists of the world kind of reflect our real humanity and hopefully bring lessons and joy and passion and ultimately, positive feelings. So Joseph, I've asked you if you would share a song too, and I welcome you to do that.
Thank you so much. So I'll take this opportunity to premiere this song out here, such that people who are watching, you can go to my YouTube channel and get to see more of my amazing music that I put out, and also to support me even release more. And I as well dream about having a community studio where youth can just come and create edutainment kind of music that educates the community. So the song is called Heavy Hearts, and it's out. So here it goes. I've been building walls, building up walls, but I'm trapped in my head, running from my past, but my pain keeping pace. Yeah,
I've been playing on my part, only losing myself, only losing myself. I keep my head up high, been breaking inside. Nobody feel the pain. I was raised to be tough, never show when it's rough. But I've had enough. Oh man, I've had enough. I talk to the one above all who come and shower me your love, your love, your love. Ha ah ah, yeah.
So yeah, that was wonderful. The lyrics, the voice, the passion, the message is wonderful, and people can listen to it again and again and get your link. So I thank you so much for sharing that, Joseph. It's beautiful, it's powerful, and I think it's wonderful. So let's talk a bit more about some of the parts of the work that you're doing, Upshift Youth Empowerment Initiative, and other ways you think that you know would be helpful to you to connect with viewers or to get support or different things like that. But maybe talk a bit more about some of the programs and what's working, and even challenging maybe what's not working so well now, but that you're working hard on.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I'm happy to share what we are doing specifically in Upshift Youth Empowerment Initiative, some of the programs, and some of them are still in pipeline. I mean, like, we want more support to make them happen. But so far, what we're doing, we have our work is so much centered on economic empowerment, like livelihoods, making sure that the youth get to learn these skills that help them, skill their have their like have the soft skills, have the skills to enable them make some money, increase their employability, and also promote sustainability in the long run. So we have in the economic empowerment, we have the digital literacy. We call it Click for Change, the digital literacy project. So we have so far two computers, and we have over 80 children that come to our center, and we are teaching them how to use a computer, how to like to use Microsoft Word, Excel, Access, and stuff like that, and also editing. How do you edit a video? How do you edit a graphics? How do you do this? And we have some of these amazing projects that these kids are trying out to show that they are learning, and some of the outcomes that we feel like this will be a successful project is we expect these kids to be innovative. If someone knows how to use a computer, you know how powerful a computer is in this generation. So you can use it in any way. Me, I've used it for 5 years to make music, and it has sustained me. So we are teaching them, and we still need more support. Yeah, so for the digital literacy project, because the era is going even more digital, so we need support to procure more 18 computers, to make them 20, and also prepare the hub more, like modernize it, make it a safe space for all these kids to come and practice, and also the youth around from high schools around Buyukwe, and also to have a computer lab that everyone can access, every youth can access, regardless of their gender. And we believe that this will open their eyes and also increase their employability as time goes on in the long run. So, Letitia, do you want to talk about
Yes. Thank you so much. And on top of economic constraints, the other challenge that we as young people, because we know most of the challenges that young people face because we are young people. So the other thing is access to information. I mean, especially those who are residing in remote areas, there's no access to information, even mental health information, mental health helplines. They don't have any referral lines like that. So the other program we have, it incorporates creative art, and in order to bridge that access, how do we do this? We use creative arts to spread the mental health message around to young people, because it is the language that most young people speak. If you're passing a message through music, you can capture their attention and try to debunk some of the myths and debunk some of the stigma that is, because the stigma is deeply rooted in our culture. If we teach another young person that, hey, if you're going through something, writing about it can help you can make you feel better, and it can also be a way of passing on the message to another person that it is okay, you're going through this, it's not only you, the other people are going through this. And by that, we are building a community where we can support each other, where we can, if something is weighing heavy on you, you have a group of people that can help you.
Yeah, basically building a support system.
Yeah, building a support system and all that. And then the other thing, we're also using it as an advocacy point to make the message reach even the policymakers, that even in the policies, let's try to incorporate these things like sexual reproductive health, mental health. Let it be a service that is provided in schools and other institutions. And also, we have a program that we are designing. This is basically going to help campus students, university students, because that is the level at which mental health is at its worst. Like, you are home, away from home, you've come to, study, you are alone. I believe some of the countries called college, but this side we call them universities. You
Yeah,
are
you
alone.
can call it both. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
That's good.
alone there, and you're experiencing, and at home they expect you to be an adult, yet you're not ready, and you're not you can't say it that, hey, I'm going through this. So it becomes hard. And then when academic issues come in, and maybe you're not getting the good grades as you expected, because things can take a turn. So that's why you find, because just last year we had 2 kids from our faculty commit suicide, and it happens literally every semester. So that shows how bad it gets when you are at the university. So that's why we have this program designed to help create peer group support for university students, so that they can help each other and be there for each other, even because clinical help and all that, sometimes it does not reach certain groups. So we are trying to make it peer centered, so that you can get a hand up from your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, Jeff, to use a few minutes, I can't fail to share about our community center. Our community center is just simply a safe space where we have children from the age of 6 and going onwards. Even the teenagers themselves, they just gather in there and practice their dances, music, learn things, and we have these different facilitators that teach them different stuff through to equip them through like to improve their knowledge in sexual reproductive health, because that helps you even decide more as a young person. Equip them more in mental health, as you know, prioritizing fun too. And the youth community center, we have the food program. I mean, there's no way you can gather youth, teenagers, and you don't give them food. So
Yeah.
it also helps us improve the nutrition and also teach nutrition. So yeah, that's what we are doing. And in general, we are promoting access to quality education, economic empowerment, and also climate action.
Yep. Fantastic. And how are you finding, I mean, the response? I'm sure there's an overwhelming interest and many more people that would like to be involved maybe, but as you grow, right? So it's you must have a lot. The youth are from 10 to 25, is that correct? In general, it goes from 10 to
Yeah,
25?
in general, from 10 to 25. But one thing that we have noticed is a happy childhood equals a happy adulthood.
Like I said, I enjoyed your poem very much, Letitia. I enjoyed your song, Joseph. So I'm just wondering, do you guys, has it already happened, or will there be a day when Letitia's poem will be the core of Joseph's song? Have you already done that, or will you do that someday?
I think we'll do that someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's writing a book, I think it will be
Yes.
out very, very soon. I don't want to break the big news, but yeah, I as well have a few. I have contribution there, so maybe as
Good.
well my perspective is going to reflect in her work, and
That's
then
good.
I'll be working on an album as well that will get her also featured, and also make sure that her story is inspired and
That's good.
heard in our work too.
Yeah.
That's great. No, well, once these are out, if you tell me, I will add them to the description of the podcast, so then people can go there. But I thought, wow, I'm privileged to see that this might be, there may be some collaboration in one of your songs, or there already is. So, with two great talents, that's pretty impressive, So I wanted to, we need to wrap up soon, or we don't, as we've covered quite a lot of ground, but I wanted to ask each of you if you have another thought, or if there's anything else you'd like to speak about, or share kind of a final message with our audience about Upshift Youth Empowerment Initiative, your work, and encouraging people on their own healing journeys. So if there's anything else you'd like to say.
Yeah, I thank you so much for the opportunity again to get our voices heard. We are coming from very many miles and very many like millions of miles away, but you've amplified our voice to reach to even a bigger audience. So what I want, my message to the people out there, more so the youth and the young people, it is you, it is me, it is us to solve these problems, to stand out and create the positive change. It is us, it is into our hands to say that we create the happiness and also prepare the world to be better for the next generation. Our parents did their role, and it is now in our hands. We don't have any other chance to do it, and the time is right now. And maybe just to pass on a humble request, if anyone can help pass on our story, pass on our message to people that can be of help. I mean, we have all these programs, but we lack funding, we we need partnerships, we need collaborations, capacity buildings, and such that we are implementing, having a bigger impact. So we believe in teamwork, and there's a saying that says teamwork makes the dream work. I remain Movunyi Joseph, aka Genesis Music. I love you so much. Greetings from Uganda. Greetings from Upshift Youth Empowerment Initiatives.
Wonderful.
I think he has said most of the things I wanted to say, but to wrap it up, it is always something whenever I get an opportunity to speak to people, because this is like a huge platform, and I always say, young people, we need to always include ourselves, because at the end of the day, the important decisions are going to affect us for the longest time. So it is really important to be involved in the decisions that affect our lives, and to the leaders, it's so important to also include young people in the important decisions. And thank you so much, Joe, for having us. This has been amazing. And everyone who's watching, thank you so much for watching. And greetings from me, Letitia, and Upshift as a whole.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, both of you, Joseph and Letitia. Continued success, and I hope a lot of our viewers will try to reach out. And congratulations on your important work. So, take care.
Thank you.